Yeah.
Well, a very pleasant good afternoon and welcome back to the LPGA Tour of Korea. This is moving day at the JejuSamdasoo Masters live at Elysian Jeju. We have cut the field in half, and over the course of the next 2.5 hours or so, we will position ourselves for tomorrow's final round. It is a 900 million one purse up for grabs this weekend and the 9th playing of this tournament. Che Reem, she is our 2-shot leader at the turn, midway through her round. Pak Young up 4 spots today. A great round in progress at 2 under par. She is in a 3-way tie for second, and some big names on the front page of the leaderboard. Kim Ji-soo, Chun Ye-sung, Pak So-jin, they teed off today on the first tee at 10 a.m. just about 4 hours ago, really. At this point, Lee So-mi in a group with Chung Se-bin and Cho Ah-yeon, 10:20 their tee-off time. Yoo So-yeon 2, EA1, An Sun-ju, they teed off at 10:30 a.m. This is a star-studded group here. Just 10 minutes after that particular group, Yoo-hae Ran, along with Pak Ji-young, amongst others. Kim Hee-jun, Chi Han-sol, and Ko Chi-yu, their tee times, 10:50 a.m. this morning. Just after 11 a.m., we saw Oh Ji-hyun, Pak Yeol, and Che A-reem tee off as the Group 2 bear witness to, and they, as mentioned, at the midway mark of their round here in round number 3. Just before we head on out to the course, let's update you on the forecast for today. As you might be able to tell in the background behind the leaderboard, not as sunny of skies as we had seen yesterday. It is overcast today. Might clear up a little bit as the day progresses, but there is also a chance for the potential of thunderstorms as the afternoon goes on. 29 degrees Celsius at the minute, 3.2 meters per second is the consistent wind speed out of the south-southwest. Well, my name is Adam Jenkins. I appreciate having you aboard this afternoon. From 115 to start the event, down to 71 who made the cut. And let's take our first glimpse down on the course. Of course, with it being Saturday today, the galleries, the patrons will begin to increase. It will no doubt be very well attended tomorrow.
심한 내리막은 아니야. 우리 지금 한라산만 뒤에.
Oh Ji-hyun, should she win, she would become a 3-time winner at this event and defend her title. Otherwise, we might just see a 7th winner here at Elysian Jeju. This is on 10, the final of a par 5, a long hole to start the back 9, and an 8.1 meter putt from Oh Ji-hyun, who's at the back left of the green, has a little left to right as it straightens out and drops for her. That is just her first birdie of the day after 9 consecutive pars to open the round, and she brings herself within a pair of strokes of the leader. We'll rejoin Chunye's song. Pretty much the entire width of the green to navigate here. Oh my goodness. That, I promise you, will be our longest birdie putt made of the day, and for her as well. The first birdie on the scorecard. A couple of bogeys, 2 and 3. All pars between those 2 runs of holes, and now she is able to pick up 1 stroke and move inside of the top 20. Back with our leader also on 10, looking for birdie. 2 strokes the advantage as she addresses this putt. You can make it 3. 4 birdies and 2 bogeys through 10 holes, and that cushion has been elongated. Giving herself plenty of wiggle room for this back 9 as we head over to 12 with Pak Young Kyung. Her tee shot at the par 3 was, in the end, coming to rest in the fringe. She gets herself close and will be able to tap in for par there. Pacquiao, putt from the fringe, downhill, and the clean contact, the most important part of this putt. Looks pretty good on its release, but she hangs it up to the outside. Tapping to say it's 6 under. Still has that 2 over deficit to try and overcome on this back 9. Now Jihan Sol to move within 2. She has been keeping Che Reem well within her sights. Just ever so slightly downhill and then back up, putting into the wind. She misses to the inside. Let's check in with Yuhei Ran at 12. She's getting this right back online. If it has the distance, it's there. It's her first birdie of the day as well after consecutive bogeys, 10 and 11. She has found herself deeper on the leaderboard, but still, I'd say, within reach. Well, that is now back to even par after the 11th hole for Kim Hee-jun. It's a nice make to bring her back to where she had started the day. On to 14, Cho Ayan. It's 167 meters as she plays her second, going with a hybrid out of the bag and out of the fairway. lands on the green, takes a bit more velocity, and will roll down to the other side through the fringe. She'll have a flop shot to try and set up a par now.
플레이하겠습니다.
Now Jihyun off the tee. Birdie here yesterday, par here in round 1. Her first on 11. Drawn in towards the left side of the fairway. Will keep herself in the first cut.
플레이하겠습니다.
That is a perfect 2 for 2 off the tee blocks. Then we head to 13 with a rookie EA1. A birdie here takes her to 7 under. That's a nicely made birdie. Extra on the carry there out of the fringe. Updating you on the 3 leaders of the primary races we keep an eye on from event number 1 all the way through to event 34. It is Yuhei Ran who leads the KLPGA points race on 420. Peng Min-ji, who is back in contention, well maybe not contention, but in action this week. She leads the money list, and EA1 is our leading rookie. Now Isomi, this is a long swooping right to left that looks online. It is online. From the fringe to the bottom of the cup for just her 4th birdie of the day. She had her double bogey late in the front 9, a bogey earlier in the back. Has herself under par now for this Saturday. Pacquiao's approach. Comes up short though, finds herself in the sand hazard off the front left of the green. And that is pulled to the inside for a miss for Cho Young. Just the tap in. Be a disappointing bogey. Now 2 in the last 3 holes, drops her to 5 under. And the approach from the fairway up onto the green. Jihan Seoul, that stayed straight all the way down.
Yeah. 화이팅!
This is Yuhei Ran. The approach shot on 13. 96 meters to go. She's at 6 under. It's a nice backspin back towards target. From out of the sand, gets underneath that expertly. Just a few centimeters still to go. She'll be disappointed that she found that hazard, but should and absolutely deserves to feel the pride of quite an escape as the one we just saw. It's a long way to go, and Oh Ji-hyun is on her scout right now to pick out the 2 distinct break points. No doubt an impressive birdie at the last, but this would certainly trump the previous effort. As the crowd watches on. She had herself in the right depth of the green. Just faded to the right side, stayed on the fringe. It's 15 meters to go. If she's there, it's 10 under par. There's that first break to the left, needs to start to come back to the right. It was on line. Brilliantly executed, just a titch short. Young also has a chance to get to 10 under. She has the distance required, if not a little bit extra. She bounces off that outside edge and will need to have a 3-footer for par. Wasn't sure if it was her turn. Steps out and we'll need to start this to our right of the cup. Shouldn't trouble her. Just the minutia to make sure that she's able to get it there, and she is 3 back heading to 14. Another look at the near miss. Just carried a bit too much speed that time. Che Ream attempting to pad this lead. It is the slightest of touches, knowing this is a downhill putt. He's going to take a highlight reel level effort, excuse me, there. She'll settle for 2 with the advantage. Still healthy, 2 under for the day. Tap in par for Pacquiao as well. She is at 6 under. To 13 with Yuhei Ran. Another one trying to navigate the slope. Also needs to start this to the outside. Nice execution on the finish. 7 under and even through 13 holes of play today. And back with the rookie EA1. 74 meters of the 358 she was facing at the tee blocks. A half swing with at least a 58-degree wedge. A bit of a spin back as she lands in the center of this green. First of the 2 par 3s on the back 9. Onji Hyun a bogey in round 1. Birdie today. Of course, she'd love to replicate that round 2 effort. If she completes the trifecta with a par, wouldn't be too bad either. Seems like that is the likely outcome after she extends over the green. Wide open green now after the defending champions miss. Che-Ream is also going to come up long and wide of target. Up out of the rough. It's going to rebound once and twice through the rough and come up in a very promising position. JejuSamdasoo on her approach inside of 100 meters. Not quite as close, but definitely within birdie range. Well, the first 25 minutes of our coverage in the books. We'll reset the leaderboard for you. OG Hyun and J.A. Reem in that final group at -9 and -12 respectively. Definitely two of the primary protagonists we'll be following this afternoon. Hope you're enjoying the beginning of the round with plenty more to come here at Elysian Jeju. Isomi comes up off the mark. Now JejuSamdasoo's attempt for a birdie. That's to the inside. Through 13 now for one of the wily veterans of this tour. Rather significantly short on that effort from Oh Ji-hyun. EA1, a long right to left that looks online. Well, that is now, unfortunately for her, her second bogey of the day, just one under in the final handful of holes of her third round. And now from the front of the green on the long way towards the rear of it, it slowly starts to make its way back online. Chiu, the rookie, goes all the way around, but does drop for just her second birdie of the day and her first since the fourth hole. She has 5 to play and is within 4 strokes of the lead. Brilliant read and a nice execution as well for Jae-Rain to save another par. Now to 15, Choi on from the rough. Beyond the fringe off to the left. Pretty good display of weight control there on the short game effort. Bakio on 12. Good putt to finish. 6 under with 6 to play. Just back for a little bit extra. Oh Ji-hyun to make sure she gets up that slope, which she does with no issue. The second shot on 14 for Park Hyung-kyung, 158 the remaining distance. Uphill as well. She finds the front third of the green. Not quite as much on it as was required. Leader teeing off on 13. Birdie round 1, par yesterday. Choayan has her birdie. She needs to double the score she is currently at to be level with the leader, but after a bogey, that always feels like a good reset. Jihyun the next to tee off. Into the fairway she goes, and right back up to the tee. This on 17, JejuSamdasoo. She's going to narrowly elude the rough and find herself in the target zone, excuse me. Rack up another significant donation. Panning across the course and refreshing everyone's memory, it is of course the target at 17, but also birdies on the par 3 10th. On 17, tee shots into that zone earn 1,000,001, up to a total of 30 million that can be raised this weekend. For 10, 200,001 for every birdie, up to a total of 20,000,001. JejuSamdasoo Masters eco-friendly contribution zone. Now look at 13 with the par 3 in the rearview mirror, the first of 2 in a row. Up the hill off the tee into the very wide and welcoming fairway. The one solo tree just before the water hazard, one bunker to the left side of the fairway. From there it will loop around to the right, but that right side, that water, not so much in play today on this moving day. However, the sand trap to the left very much is, with the pin placement just 8 yards off the front of the green and pretty much perfectly in the middle of the width of that very beginning of this putting surface, essentially where that light blue shades comes into play around the green. Well, the perfect position off the tee for Bakiel. You can see the flag, tiny as it may appear in the background. It's 111 meters to still make up. Bounding off the fringe and coming to a perfect conclusion. All but a guaranteed birdie there. Also on the green, but not nearly as accurate from Oh Ji-hyun. also to that same leftmost edge. It's a brilliant approach shot. We should have a couple of promising looks for birdie. It's a decent effort from Park Young from quite some distance away. A little dejected as she knows that the approach never really gave her an opportunity. This one also coming ever so close, burning that outside edge and just staying out. And a tap in par in the end to finish with a 70 on the day. She came in with a 34. Did Kim Se-yeon. We'll head to 15, still at 9 under. Power on the way down from Jihan-So, lands on the green but doesn't stay there very long. Coming up awry. And on the approach, that is the perfect landing zone on that green. Slows up just about immediately. Very well played. J-Ream had to battle for that one. It's been an odd day for her, in all honesty, but now 5 birdies, a much more aligned back nine, certainly. Beautiful roll down from the right side of the green, back into an area from which she'll feel confident that she might be able to find a birdie. It's a nice recovery out of the rough. This is Buckyall. Navigates this very fine line. Does not give herself enough wiggle room to the inside as she strikes that ball. So after a brilliant approach to set her up for a birdie, she stalls out and stays at 6 under. Now to EA1 on 50. Eyes for the bottom. Now 7 under with just 3 holes to play. Would love to rack up a couple more on her way into the clubhouse, especially if Che Ream can continue to pick up a few more strokes to add some padding to her advantage. Backspin takes away any more potential carry, but it is directly on the line. A nice approach shot from the fairway for Pak Jeong. Pak Young trying to cut that across and reach into. That is definitely the popular play from that position. Though landing in the sand trap is not what anyone who tries to reach would have in mind. By virtue of this being a par 5, that is not as dire a miss as it potentially could be. Playing her second. She goes to the opposite side of the green. A wave away to indicate it does not land on the putting surface, but even if she doesn't hole out for eagle, she can chip into a good position looking for a bird. Absolutely dominated his 14th. Birdies in each day that she has played it. Starts off with that driver towards the right side of the fairway. It's a disappointing pull. An exceptional approach. She'll have to settle for a par as we head to the 14th tee with Oh Ji Hyun next to play. Business as usual, a little twirl of the club and a nice drive. June is not going to be able to save her par. Breaks away to the left and drops beneath the even par line for the first time today. It's 18, Pak Jiyoung. Straightening out at the end. If she had a little bit more, it was there. So it will be a par for her to end this third round. Double bogey 17, bogey 16, and 14 birdies 15, 13, 6, and 5. With all that being said, an even par day. Back to 14, Chihan Sol standing over the ball and looking over the hole. Marginal movement, the weight control is imperative here as he tries to preserve a par. Not able to do so. Not online, and it costs her a stroke, down to 8 under now. It's Che Reem who leads. That advantage is now 4. A birdie at the last takes her to that 13 under score, and nobody beneath her in the standings. The leaderboard is able to quite reel her in. 5 holes to go and a comfortable advantage. How much more breathing room can she build for herself? We won't have to wait very long to find out. Bounce, excuse me, out of the fringe. Despite the support behind her. Not quite there, but considering that she was in the sand, that is a brilliant third shot on the par 5. Should be able to pick one up here.
거의 맞바람 쏘고 우리 밥은 거의
Gill on 14. Her remaining distance is 164 as the wind picks up. From left to right onto your screen, and a headwind. Influence some draw altered movement. Doesn't detract her much at all. The left side. That is a substantial birdie putt that will be next. See if Oh Ji-hyun can get in closer on her approach. 62% in regulation. Pretty substantial right to left, but she lands on the green. That takes all of the speed out of it. Birdies are starting to become a bit more difficult to try and attain, with the exception of J.A. Ream. It is just 3 under, but as you can see from everyone beneath her on the front page of the leaderboard, that is the low score of the day, and it has her at 13 under and a comfortable advantage as we near 3 p.m. local time at Elysian Jeju, round 3 of 4, the JejuSamdasoo Masters.
잘라주세요.
Hazard on the green for a ream of the caddy variety versus the sander water. Not even that will be able to detract her from this round. She's dialed in, as is Yuhei Ran, slowly putting together a decent day. 7 under. It is significantly off the pace relative to the leader. However, it is still in a tie for 6th position. Young, she has been in hot pursuit of this birdie. She finally has it. 3 back, 3 to go. Doesn't seem like we'll see her level by the end of today, but if she can pick up 1 or 2 more, it will certainly put the pressure on tomorrow. Dismissed to the inside for the defending champion. To 15, the most recent to try, shooting the gap between the tree, the trees, and the rocks. Chihan Sol. Looking to find green in 2. And she's online, but a little bit too shallow in the fairway to get her up onto the green. As it goes left to right for Pacquiao. Unfortunately for her, it is on the wrong side of where she needed to be. Up onto the green, but essentially on the opposite side of it. A long way to come back to the left. Different route to the par 5, but safely in for Coach Hugh. par 3. It sounded like it was caught a bit fat off the tee, that extra oomph on the ball. Finds the fairway. That's a very puzzling miss from in close. One more tee shot to behold here at the par 3, and that is near perfect. Bounced in and just a few centimeters shy of an ace. Now Jihyun on the other side of this putt to save par on 14. Will not have it. Overhit and pushed to the outside of the cup. First bogey of the day, and only 4 to go. Widens the gap to 5 strokes. Jay Ream 12 under, also with 4 holes to play. The gap narrows slightly. Now Coach Yu, after finding the hazard, this is her 4th with still a long way to go. We'll be hoping to be on the green. She would have been if not for that unfortunate carom. Able to find the green. We'll head towards the back slightly, but that 7 under still has a substantial gap, but not quite as large as it would have been if she was a little bit cooler on those approach shots today. The LF has these point standings entering this weekend of golf here at Elysian Jeju. Yuhei Ran, the leader, pacing the field by 511 points, plus another fair margin. Actually, it's a bit closer to 750. However, Chihan Sol is doing a bit more heavy lifting this week than the aforementioned leader. Park Ji-young 3rd, Park Min-ji down 2 strokes, 2 positions. That is EA1, Lee Ga-young, Kim Soo-ji, and Sung Ga-eun. Park Min-ji didn't see much of her today. That's because she played earlier in the day. She was finally able to get under par today, 69 in round 3 to take her to 2 under par in a tie for 26th. That is 10 back of the leader. I was getting awfully close to the Rock Creek, past the fairway, and puts her hands to her chest as she can spot it from the tee ground, knowing that she just narrowly avoided a penalty. Jihyun is next. So take a little bit off of what we just saw from the leader. Birdie here yesterday. Another effort from off the green. This one inching closer to just 10 centimeters or so shy. A bit of a short change, and now one that sails beyond target. Kimi Jun that close to an eagle. Right on the line, just bounds out at the end. Still be able to tap in for a birdie, her third of the day. She is at 8 under, heading to 16. That is how close she came to her eagle. Started to drop, carrying slightly too much momentum. Coach Yu, there's still lots to do here. 5.9 meters, and that's away, so it's going to be a double bogey for the rookie. Putt's difficult to come by. Park Hyun gives up the stroke she worked so hard to get at 15. Drops back to single digits on her way to the 17th hole. Now EA1 to close the gap to 4. Stalls out on 17. Now JejuSamdasoo. This would take her level with Park Hyun at 9 under par for a share of the runner-up position. And she is there. Always one of the loudest supporters groups around the course. Maybe someday for Coach Yu, but this is a hole that she will want to run away from in a hurry. Surely she can't miss for a third time. Double bogey. To 17, that one is going to land on the perimeter. I think that counts. Verification. 10 million one. Yes, that's a good one. She didn't like the contact that she made the ball with. From the rough to the rough, does avoid the sand, however. Now JejuSamdasoo at 16. Zooming out from the tee block, we can see this teeing ground has definitely been chewed up pretty good today. She's going with 9 iron. 9 under par, it seems fitting. Slightly to the right, not quite enough to roll onto the green. Shoots off the fairway onto the cart path and over into the rough. Missing the green altogether for Oh Ji-hyun, but keeping herself in a position that is in play and will allow her to try and set up a birdie. And Choi-yeon just not putting as well this tournament as she was a couple of weeks ago. She finished with a 70 today. That is her second best score of the week, but it is still a substantial margin back off the lead. She'll need a minor miracle tomorrow to take home the title, because J.A. Rain has been playing some very consistent golf. This is her third from the rough before the sand, a little right to left green as well. Does she have enough here? Yep, that'll work out quite well. The tailwind assists her. Gun, her feet are in the rough, but the ball's in the fairway. It's 155 meters to go. Lands that just beyond the depth of the pin and will leap out into the fringe at the back of the green. As we see Oh Ji-hyun and her lie off the cart path.
움직이지 말아주세요.
스톱.
Is 44 meters to go. She tries to get herself in close with a look at birdie. Could have been closer, but it also could have gone much more ride than that. That's a good on. She remains 4 back of the lead. Unless she has a birdie here, that would move her into a tie for the runner-up position, though still 3 back of J.A. Rain with just about an hour to go on this moving day. Event number 17 of the season here on the LPGA Tour of Korea. That's a good on from Pacquiao with the wedge. It'll just be a short tap in. Jiansol's turn from off the green. She will putt this though from the fringe on 16. Right to left, slightly downhill putt. So close. Tap in par with 2 to go. Coming inches away from reaching double digits in sole possession of second place. Now Jay Ream to extend this lead to 4 once again. Going conservative with the pace and keeps a whole bunch off of that. Still just 2 under for the day, but even if she was even, it would be enough at the minute. To 17 with Yuhei Ren. Absolutely gorgeous scenery with the mountain in the background from just in behind this fairway target. Finds the center of the green, finishes about pin high. It is 2 putts for Oh Ji-hyun. Will be just a 1 putt for the reverse script Pacquiao. Finally, that birdie she has been chasing since the 2nd hole of the day. Some relief as she is finally back to 7 under. Off to the back, and that will nestle onto the fringe. Now on 17, JejuSamdasoo with driver, looking for fairway. Able to find it, rolls in and out of the social contribution zone. And now Kim Hee-jun. Only been averaging 2 of 3 fairways in regulation. She adds another with emphasis right into the target. Go to the 17th green. Yang the chip up. Had her weight down to the millimeter. Result, however, is left. Feature group arriving on the final par 3 of the day. Another 155-meter par 3. Akial up onto the green. Back to 17, Yuhei Ran to get to 8 under par. Needs to slow down and get left, it does neither. And make no mistake, that is not a guaranteed par from there. We have seen misses from closer than that. For Che Reem, a birdie here in rounds number 2. She parted on Thursday. Back a step on the tee box. It was 128 from the tee in the first 2 rounds, 155 for the weekend. Comes on nice and close.
나는 눈살이 들어가서 건담이 살짝 빨아먹어.
Top the perimeter. The back left of the green might have even just kept her from going further down and into that thick rough. Now Yuhei Ran, I mentioned the potential for a miss from that range, and unfortunately proves to be an accurate description. From a front 9 that saw 9 consecutive pars to just 1 par on the 16th and a 4th bogey now. Far more eventful than she would have liked. Young locks that one in, 9 under, heading to the last. June's approach. Up onto the green, but that takes a pretty healthy bounce. It will stay on the putting surface towards the back echelon. Jihan Sol also able to find the green. Though it doesn't really feel like any member of this group is going to keep it within birdie range. Coach Yu would be happily able to rewrite that trend. I stand corrected. Maybe I'll do the reverse jinx from here on out. That is an absolutely exquisite approach shot. Inside of 2 meters. Absolutely wonderful, wonderful bit. Mid-range play. Down off the tee on 18 into the fairway. All of the tee shots on 16 today. There is 15 black dots on your screen, and now those represent those who were not able to find it in regulation. Birdies have been tough to come by today. Gallery applauds the effort. Oh Ji-hyun not as satisfied with it, admittedly. Yo, willing that forward, just runs out of steam at the end. One with a little bit extra on it. Birdies for her on this particular round. So we go back to 16. Jae Reem to return to 13 under par. Left to right. Too much pace on it. Makes contact with the back of the cup, but does not want to drop for her. To toe the line with the balance of weight, Kimi Jun. Taps that one in, still at 7 under, 1 over for the day with her 54th hole next. Those consecutive rounds of 70 for the rookie EA1. As she exits the course today, she will currently be trailing J.A. Ream by 5. Now, having said that, our leader can drop a stroke here, or she can add a couple more in the final 2 holes. First option is off the board now. We're seeing plenty of narrow misses amongst these final 5 holes. Jihan Seoul still stuck at 9 under. Jihyun trying to preserve a par here, just about 3 feet. Oh, another short miss. But Bogey Bug is spreading throughout the field, still out here on course. Down to a gap of 5 strokes as she goes over par. Now Coach Yu, the last of this group at 17, to take her to 7 under, where we now find Do Ji-hyun. She is there. Played exquisitely on 18. Just outside of the shadow of the flag from Bak Young. Penultimate drive for Jae Reem. Par and par in rounds 1 and 2. Into the fairway she goes.
실례하겠습니다.
Betwixt the 2 targets into the fairway, though on the right side of it. Down to the final 2 holes on moving day, and there hasn't been a ton of moving, admittedly, in this top 6. J.A. Ream, she is 2 under. That is tied for one of the top scores of the day, and it is enough to keep her comfortably clear of Pak Young, currently on the 17th. We'll take a quick break and return to Elysian Jeju and start to wrap up a few more groups as they make their way through 18 here. This is the 17th hole at Elysian Jeju, the penultimate hole on the lake course, a 362-meter par 4. Dogleg left, 10 meters uphill from the tee ground is where we find the first fairway, almost in line with that first sand trap to the left, where we find the landing zone just slightly beyond it. It widens out just as that hole navigates itself towards the left. 225 meters from the tee, that is 107 meters in line with the top of the bunker. From there, an approach shot over one last sand trap, again going uphill. And pin placement today on 17. It is almost precisely in the middle of the width of the green, or the depth of the green, excuse me, slightly off to the right with Hassan in the background, as you can see it there. Pacquiao will be the first to play her approach at 169 to go. She takes hybrid out of the bag. Absolutely launched off the face of that clip. 57 meters per second is nothing short of a rocket up onto the green. Now Yuhei Ran needs to dip to the left, but it stays straight if not for a slight move to the outside. So it is just a simple tap in for her to finish the round with a 73, the first time over par this week. And that drops her likely out of contention tomorrow. If we've learned anything from her, it's that she'll make a move in the final holes into a top 10 position, but shouldn't be challenging for what would be her third title at this event. Back to 17, OG Hyun going with 6 iron. Just onto the front of the green and sliding to the left. And now 18, Park Young-kyung. She is in a tie for second position at the minute. One swing of the club and she could finish at 10 under. A little right to left and she's got it. That is a big time putt for another round of 69. She has been absolutely dialed in this week. At the moment, 2 back of the lead and should be playing in the final group tomorrow. Now, so Jean navigates that break well. Additionally, she is level with Yuhei Ren with a 73 today, 5 under. That is a tie for 12th as she exits the final green of the round. We return to 17, Che Reem, our leader. 22 meters at the apex of that ball flight. Works out absolutely brilliantly. Kimmy June with the green. She is attacking open. Gets that pin high. Towards the rear quarter of it, however. That will be a long putt for birdie. Jihan Sol playing out of the rough. It's 121 meters to go. And needs to get uphill. This is club up environment, likely a 9. That's the perfect selection and a near perfect execution as well. Coach Yu's turn to approach. 6 meters closer, 115. Up with the pitching wedge. Oh, look at that. Bit of a back spin, but almost an identical remaining yardage. Jihan Sol, 2 very, very well executed approach shots. from nearly the opposite side of the green, a putt that will leave Oh Ji-hyun with about 2.5 meters for a par. Uphill into the wind and a little bit extra on it from Pacquiao. The effort there comes up short and to the inside for Che Reem. One final hole to get back to 13 under where she was earlier in the round, albeit momentarily. And if she, for whatever reason, would find a bogey, Park Young would be just one back of the lead. That's certainly one way to stay cool and keep the tunes playing. Trying to save a par here, a little right to left, just outside of the comfort zone. Nice make. On to 18, Kim Hee-jun, back towards the right side of the screen. Pulls inside at the end. We'll have one more putt, and we'll be hoping for a par. Momentarily back to 17, Oh Ji-hyun, speaking of par. 7 under heading to the last. Birdie would pull her back to even and a round of 72. And Jihan Seol. Just under 5.5 to go. Currently third. A birdie make here, and she will be in a tie for runner-up position, but that is narrowly inside. So 71 today, that is her highest round of the week, progressively increasing by 2 strokes each and every day. Now look at 18, the final hole of round number 2, just as we reach 4 p.m. local time. From the teeing ground, over the rough into the very wide fairway where it will split between 2 bunkers. Neither really should be in play. It is only a 337-meter hole here. 110 to 65 meters, that is the average distance remaining after the tee shots. You'd have to be well in trouble to find that pot bunker off to the right of the fairway as a part of your progress here. And then over that rock and thick grass obstacle and staying away from the sand trap to the left. Today at the very, very back of the green is where we find the flagstick. And you definitely don't want to be on short on the approach, otherwise you will be rolling back to the front. Only 6 birdies here today, 55 pars, 4 bogeys, 1 double bogey. just 15 minutes removed from seeing Pak Young-kyung's bird. But with a average score of those, I think everybody would be happy to escape where they are. Pak Yeol, she is 7 under and a tie for 4th position. It's a brilliant drive as echoed by the supporters.
플레이하겠습니다.
And down on the screen, Coach Yu for birdie. A little bit of a late break. Back to our left. Doesn't hit it hard enough. Tap in par. An even par round to stay at 7 under in that aforementioned tie for 4th with Oh Ji-hyun and Pak Yeol as they just tee off. June trying to save a difficult par here. Overhead and inside. She'll tap in to finish the day at 74. That, unfortunately for her, is one of, if not, well, I think corrected, that is the highest score of anyone inside the top 29. Song with the lowest score of the day at 5 under. Reem just 2 under as she tees off for the final time. Left side of the fairway, but stays in regulation. Last to be off across the course. It's expertly drawn to the left side. Will be the longest drive of the lot as well. So this final group tomorrow is set unless Pak Yeol has an eagle, which would be a bit of a surprise with how difficult this hole is playing. We know it will be Chi Han-sol, Pak Young-kyung, and Jae Reem. What we don't know is what the gap to the leader will be. Will it be 2? Will it be 3? Or will there be a difficulty on the way in for Jae Reem? Zoom out and take one final pause before we come back to finish up the round. We'll also get you the leaderboard and the 3rd round highlights before we sign off today. Quick break and right back to Elysian Jeju.
올라가겠습니다.
Is closing time. Elysian Jeju. The approach shots to be had by our featured and final group. Pacquiao electing to go with 6-iron. She has 142 meters to make up here. Finds the green, but only momentarily, as she will roll off onto the fringe. Another approach that is headed left, that one from our leader.
플레이하겠습니다. 카메라 좀 부탁드릴게요.
Last approach will belong to Oh Ji-hyun after her brilliant drive. Only 115 meters remain. Bumper balls. Also able to find the green. And another example on why there have been so few birdies here at the final hole on the lake course. All around in the walk, ending for 3 out on course, as well as the ever-increasing gallery. Jian-sul will be in line to cut some of that deficit down on Yuhei Ran atop the Aliphazi's point standings. Well, it was overcast when we came on the air, but it is turning into a lovely evening on the island of Jeju. Pacquiao, the first to play her putt from off the green, and does not get nearly enough of that. Will need nerves of steel to avoid a bogey now. Long last the next to putt, also short, but that one should be comfortably inside of par range for Oh Ji-hyun. That is a distance that has seen a few people stumble, but Oh Ji-hyun has not had nearly as many issues with that putter today. It's 11 meters for J.A. Ream. If this is there, the lead is extended to 3. She goes the most aggressive of the lot as she rolls beyond the pin.
여기 홀컵 주변에서는 이렇게 안 들어와. 그냥 일자로 쭉 나갈 때. 홀컵에서는 거의. 좀 가야 돼요? 홀컵 내리면.
Par save attempt for Pacquiao, otherwise she is dropping down another stroke, this time to 6 under. Downhill into the wind, she's short once again.
괜찮겠지? 넘을까? 어디까지 갈까? 넘어.
This is a bitter end to round 3 for Pacquiao. A 74 on the day after going 68 in each of her first 2 rounds. Drops her to 6 under heading into the final round tomorrow. This narrowly falls inside the 2 to 3 meter range, which has seen only a 60% success rate today. Young supporters will be hoping that this one leaves a bit to be desired. To save par and keep the advantage at 2, she's got it. Similar to her second round, J.A. Ream goes with a 2 under 70 on moving day and has a 2-stroke cushion heading into tomorrow's championship Sunday. fend off a myriad of challenges, including from the defending champion.
그렇게 내리막 크게 신경 안 써도 돼.
Last player
플레이하겠습니다.
on the course. And Oh Ji-hyun taking her time. She sinks this, she stays in a tie for fourth, heading to the final round tomorrow. A miss. Drop her to a tie for sixth. Steps up under the spotlight. It is still an over par round,
고맙습니다.
but the par will keep her within 5. You never know what can happen above you. She'll definitely need to battle tomorrow in search of what would be her 3rd win at this event. She certainly has had its number over the years. And before we sign off for the day, let's take you through the round highlights, and we will begin fittingly on the first hole. J.A. Ream, approach shot from 119 meters out. Lands at a brilliant location, just a few feet from the flag. Roll it to a stop. Able to make her birdie then on 6 at this point. Still at 11 under the backspin to keep her close to pin high. Birdie to move to 12 under par. She would have another birdie at the 7th, and then the struggles would begin. Before we see those aforementioned struggles, we will head to 7 and look in on Jihan's soul. This will be her final birdie of the front 9. Bogey, birdie, bogey, birdie, birdie in that stretch on her way to the turn. On 8 from exactly 150 meters out, Park Hyung-kyung. 7 consecutive pars to open the round to this point. She would very expertly send this one down within 3 meters to make her first birdie of the round. Back to 7. On the par 3, a tee shot with some work to do, but J.A. Ream gets that work done. To 13 under, she would flirt with that a couple more times throughout the day, but it was unfortunately typically accompanied with a bogey. Young from nearly on the fringe. Erasing the bogey she had at the 9th and getting back to under par for the round. And she would be able to go back-to-back after this absolutely spectacular putt. Maybe a little bit of luck and some help from the golf god. She would get it. It would take her to 9 under. On to 10, J.A. Ream, another one of these mid-range putts that she makes look easy. Just to her second to last birdie of the round. We will see her other at 13 momentarily. It was 4.3 meters this one. Very tricky downhill putt on a fine margin. It is a fine putt indeed. That would take her to 13 under. Close to where she would finish the day. She would have some troubles with the 14. That would be a bogey that would drop her back to 12 under. No such problems for Park Hyung-kyung on 18, playing 6. 3 previous birdies on this back 9. Didn't see many players play as brave as she did. And steps up to convert on the putts. Something seems like it's in the water here for Park Hyung-kyung, who has been in the mixer on several occasions, but has not been able to climb to the top of the leaderboard since she defended her title at the 43rd KLPGA Championship. She will need to bring her A game tomorrow to to try and surpass J.A. Ream, who has also been playing some pretty exceptional golf. So this is where things stand heading into round number 3. A 2-shot cushion for J.A. Ream. After her round of 70, Chihan Sol is 71 today to finish in sole possession of third. EA1, Oji Hyun, Ko Chi-yu all at 7 under par. Plenty of players tied for 7th at 6 under. And then a logjam a bit and a tie for 17th, including Lee Jung-min. Peng Min-ji, she was 3 under today, as was Kim Soo-ji. 35 players currently under par, as this course really played difficult today, but it made for a nice battle on this Saturday. Well, this is where we will say goodbye to you on this moving day Saturday at Elysian Jeju. Hope you enjoyed our coverage as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you, and we hope you will join us again tomorrow for Championship Sunday. Again, an hour earlier on the start time, as we do on these weekends, Saturday and Sunday, 1 hour and 2 hour earlier than Thursday and Friday, respectively. What that means is that 1 p.m. is where we will pick up our coverage and crown a champion. There was a defending champion there in that shot, and perhaps a new champion in Park Hyung-kyung. It will be a fantastic day, whatever the results. Anything can happen on Sundays. That is one of the beautiful things about these 4 event tournaments. It is a war of attrition. Those who start the tournament well, can they finish it, or will there be a late charge from somebody in the field? Well, we are just about 20 hours away from getting the festivities underway. On behalf of our entire SBS Golf crew and our Spock team as well, I've been Adam Jenkins, signing off from our Toronto, Ontario, Canada studios, and bidding you a pleasant rest of your Saturday, and looking forward to welcoming you back tomorrow to the island of Jeju, where Elysian Jeju will crown a champion. The JejuSamdasoo Masters. Until tomorrow, so long for now.